Hey everyone, Ben here with the first of two race highlights packages in this video today. We're starting towards the tail end of the sprint race at Austria, and you can see I've made a small mistake heading through T1, carry too much speed, get up on the curb on the outside, and that is going to put me under big pressure from Alex Albon, and in fact he's clean past me. I'm going to try and get him back around the outside, go side by side on exit, but we make contact, and that's a big bit of front wing damage there. Let's take a look at it on replay, and you can see we just come together mid-corner. Albon bounces across the curbs, but in actual fact when we slow the footage down you can see I just turn in a little bit too sharply there. I had to open the steering slightly, so really probably on me that one. On the very next lap of the race I couldn't hold Albon behind any longer, and that was essentially our chances over. On then to the main race. We've had a bad pit stop despite having a decent run through the first half of the race. I'm exiting the pit lane with a bit of frustration, and that plays out as I just push too hard on the exit. I hit the wall and we've got front wing damage again. I have to come in on the very next lap. The car was basically undrivable. Get that damage repaired, and that sent me all the way to the back of the grid and I just couldn't recover. So a disastrous race weekend at Austria, but a much better one for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari, who has catapulted himself to the top of the championship standings. Onwards then to our feature race at Silverstone. We've qualified in P14. That was actually P16, but a couple of drivers got grid penalties for impeding during qualifying. Our teammate Theo Pourchaire in 19th on the grid. I'm feeling pretty racy here. I want to make up for a poor showing last time out at Austria. Let's get out of the grid and see what we can do. Here we go then, waiting for the lights. We're on the inside here. It's a short run through to the very fast right-hander and we are underway. The danger is I'm going to get pinched to the inside here. We get a pretty average start, to be honest. I'm coming under pressure from behind. I'm going to hopefully just be able to squeeze in behind the Alfa Romeo there. No contact. Everybody gets through in one piece. Very impressive. We take it nice and easy into the right-hander. The very tight complex of corners coming up. The cars will bunch together through here on lap 1. We got to get a good exit. Cars sparking up ahead as we head out onto the back straight for the first time. Cars side by side up ahead. I'm just going to be taking it nice and easy through this opening lap. Look for any opportunities that open up, but more than anything, after my experience at Austria last time out, I really don't want to pick up damage through this race. So for these opening couple of laps, I'm just concentrating on keeping it nice and safe. And so we fast forward onto lap 3, and that part of the plan has worked out very well. I am right on the rear wing of Valtteri Bottas, and I've decided I'm going to press for an overtake here, down into the right-hander. We leave it late, but we get our inside line very nicely hooked up. That's going to put us on the outside for the next corner here. We're still side by side through corner exit and onto the back straight, but we've got the momentum coming out of the corner, and P13 is mine. Let's take a look at it on replay from the vantage point of Bottas. You can see he is caught by surprise just a little bit down the inside there. He manages to hold the inside of the next corner. It actually looks like he might hold the position at this point, but he just takes a little bit too much curb on the inside and he loses out. On to lap 4 then, and we're coming through Maggots and Beckett's, and I've closed right in to Piastri in the McLaren. He's running the hard tyre for this opening part of the race, so I should have the tyre advantage at least in the first half of this opening stint. We've got DRS, we're closing right in on his rear wing, but he had DRS from Pierre Gasly as well. So for the time being, we have to just settle in behind him, and hopefully he'll keep us in touch with the drivers up ahead. Maybe, just maybe, an opportunity will come up through this opening stint to get past him, given we're on the soft tyre. But actually, as we come onto lap 6, we've dropped back just a little bit, and Piastri is now attacking Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo there through the right-hander. They're side by side, so maybe actually the tables are turning now in terms of tyre choice. Maybe the soft tyres are going off. The hard tyres might now be the tyre to be on. So now I've got Zhou Guanyu up ahead. Oh, we get a snap of oversteer there through the exit of the corner. He's our rival in this season, remember. So I want to make sure that I'm finishing ahead of him in races to boost my reputation, secure more and better sponsors. We're through the right-hander there. We are closing in on him here on lap 7. It feels like I'm going to have a chance before before the end of this lap, providing I can keep it neat and tidy to get myself up into P12 here before the round of pit stops. We open our DRS, but so is he, so I'm going to spend some of my battery here and try and get down his inside into the right-hander. Are we going to be close enough? Actually, we're very nearly not, but we decide to go for it anyway. I just couldn't. I lost speed there down the straight as soon as I came out of his slipstream there, so we sort of bottomed out, and it looked for a moment as if I wasn't going to be close enough, but as you can see on replay, we got the move done. On to lap 8 then, and we're still following Oscar Piastri. I've managed to stay within his DRS, and that's allowed me to gap Joe just a little bit behind, but we are getting ready to come in for our pit stop on this lap, so I'm just looking to bring the car nice and safely towards the end of this stint. But look at that, we're closing in on Piastri so quickly here. I'm going to move down to the inside, see if we can't get through, and it looks as if we're going to be able to do it. Actually no, he's still ahead on corner exit, but it doesn't matter because I'm peeling off into the pit lane. So a good first stint here. We're on the fringes of the points. I'm not sure I've got the underlying speed to actually get up into the points without some kind of retirement up ahead of me, but we'll see what happens in the second half of the race as we come out of the pits. And now onto lap 10, the drivers up ahead are going to respond. Piastri and Joe coming out of the pits here. We're going to slot right in between them, exactly where we came in from our pit stop. Wow, that was close. Look at that. You can see exactly why Piastri and Joe came in on the very next lap to head off the undercut. One more racing lap, I think I would have had Oscar Piastri pretty comfortably. As it is, I've got to just try and be patient here. I have a little look down the inside. He's now at the front of this DRS queue. He will not have the overtaking aid when we hit the hanger straight next time out. So providing I don't make any mistake through Maggots and Beckett's, I should be able to get past the McLaren driver and up into P11. Pierre Gasly is in 10th, just 4 seconds up the road. So maybe, just maybe, there is a chance of a point here at Silverstone on my home Grand Prix. But for now, I'm just focused on Oscar Piastri. He's quicker through the middle part of that set of corners, but I'm prioritising a good exit here. And look at that, we're going to power out of the corner. We're closing in hugely here, and by the time we get to the braking zone, we're already clean past through the right-hander, and we're up into P11 as multiple drivers set fastest lap times on their new tyres. We're on to lap 11 then, and here comes the pain of being at the front of the DRS queue. I actually had no way of defending against Piastri on the very next lap. He was able to get back past me. And in the cockpit, I'm now worried that this is going to set the pattern for the race. So I've got to try and do something different here if I'm going to break clear of the drivers around me. So let's see if I can't effect an overtake before the hanger straight. We get a fantastic run through Copse. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. This could be a highly foolish manoeuvre. We're able to hold the car. Piastri still on my outside. He'll have the inside for the exit of this rapid set of corners, but we get the better drive and we're able to make the move ours. Wow, what a bit of racing. Fantastic with the AI not to come together. Really not much room between the two cars here, but phenomenal racing, and I was able to come out on top and get the DRS to boot. But on to lap 14, and unfortunately for me, Zhou Guanyu has got past Piastri and he is still right within my DRS, and we're going past there the retired car of De Vries, and that isn't going to stop Zhou Guanyu from attempting a move around the outside here. So I'm still under pressure. Piastri looming large behind me as well. We're just able to hang on this time around. So although we made a fantastic overtake on Oscar Piastri, it wasn't enough to break out of this DRS train. And on to lap 15, we're still coming under relentless pressure. Just 4 laps of this race left to go. Zhou Guanyu still following behind here. Piastri behind him, and Lance Stroll is joining in too. You can see I'm getting hustled from behind here, just trying to keep neat and tidy through this section of track, but I've burned through the vast majority of my electrical power here, so that's going to mean I might be a sitting duck. I'm going to come to the inside to try and defend from the Alfa Romeo driver behind here. He's ahead of me into the braking zone, but I'm able to hold the tighter line, and look at that, he's actually lost another position. Stroll steaming through. Let's take a look at it on replay from his vantage point. He's side by side with Piastri at this point, but look at this, he manages to get past the Alfa Romeo driver as well, and now he is on my tail as we head into the final lap of this race, and I've got to tell you, the pressure in the cockpit is intense and I feel like I've ran out of pace. It looks like the other drivers have been able to save up some of their battery charge for the end of this race. I am absolutely hanging on for dear life here. Look in the rear view mirror, Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin closing in down my inside. I've got no answer for him, so we're going to drop back into P12 at least, but it could yet get worse. I'm coming under pressure big time from the two drivers behind. Can I keep the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren behind me through the remaining half a lap of this race? Look at the speed differential as Zhou Guanyu closes in into Cop side by side through here. We've seen some big accidents in the past. It pushes me right out wide onto the curbs. I'm able just to hold the position, but heading down onto the hangar straight this time around, providing I can hold onto the DRS of Stroll, maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to hang on to the position. But I'm not confident at all. We've ran out of battery essentially. I'm using the very last of it. Look at that, here goes Zhou Guanyu down my inside here then, through the right hander. It's going to be very, very tight to the end of this race. It looks like he's got the move done. Out of desperation, I'm going to do one little lunge down the inside. We make contact and just nearly I lose the car through the next part of the corner. I just am able to hold on to it. And now we've got Piastri around my outside. It's a dash to the line and I'm just able to hold on to that position. But wow, what a climax to this race. It just all started unraveling. I thought I'd binned the car completely there. I was just able to hold on to it with a whole lot of opposite lock, and thankfully we held off Piastri to the line, so we come home in P13. Not even a point for that effort, but still a really good finish and a very enjoyable race. At the front, a phenomenal 1-2 for the Mercedes team and the two British drivers of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. So we march into the final part of this season then, still really looking to establish ourselves in the hunt for points. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of the races coming up, and I'll see you on the next one.